politics, business, sports, arts, music. Mike and Marty on the beat. Mike and Marty. Mike and Marty on the beat.
Morning, Bellows Falls and Rockingham. I'm Mike Smith. This is Brian Bashaw. Marty's off today. She's got some concert tickets. She's going up to Burlington. They're going to have a day, and looks like it's going to be a beautiful day to do it. So
good for her.
She'll be back next week, and we'll go from there. First off, local events. We have Earth Tales from around the world at the Rockingham Rec tomorrow night at 5 p.m. It's a master storyteller, Michael Cadato. And then something that's going on all this week is Blue Sky Days 2021. It's sort of tied in with Old Home Days and everything else, but it's a emergency preparedness walkthrough. It's a journey you take through town, and you learn how to prepare for emergencies. It's sort of an idea how you can react if there were another Irene. It's been 10 years now. How about that? Wow. 10 years since Irene, and the people are saying that this summer is a lot similar to that with all the rain and everything we've had. So
there's some worry that might happen again.
Yeah, so we're going to prepare. We're going to be out there. We're going to be ready to go. Have our MREs and our sleeping bags ready.
All right. Dehydrated food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you have dehydrated food because it's a whole potable water, and your MREs are ready.
That's right. That's the military.
Yes.
Those bars that you
Meals
get in the military.
ready to eat. No, they're a pack.
Oh, there's a pack. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't have that experience.
I've never eaten one.
Oh, okay. I thought you had. I thought you were speaking from experience.
I'm too old for that. My experience was back with C rations and K rations, and everything was in a can.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm old, So,
all right.
Anyway,
we won't talk about that.
We can talk about that, but I'm not, shy. Anyway, Rockingham Old Home Days coming up this weekend. There's a bunch of events. It came up sort of on the fly. So we talked with Deb last week about it. The 5K race is starting it off, and then there's some other events happening, and then it'll end with fireworks. And then Sunday there's the pilgrimage to the meeting house, and that's going to be a historical. I don't know what you'd call it. A historical talk about a general from Vermont who was actually from Bellows Falls, practiced law in Bellows Falls, and was named General Grant.
Really?
But not that General
Not the Grant.
Yeah, no, it was Lewis Addison Grant.
Okay.
And he actually, and I don't know, he was a Medal of Honor winner. And I don't know whether there was a different standard for Medal of Honor during that time, but it seems
right.
interesting. Yeah.
Like, was it easier to get a Medal of Honor back there?
Well, that's when they started it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Lincoln started the Medal of Honor, and it seemed like it's changed since then.
Right.
Because it sounded like he got it for leadership instead of bravery.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll find out.
We digress.
Yeah,
we digress.
You have to go to the talk to find out more.
Yeah, you should go on Sunday, and it's at the meeting house, and that's really the traditional beginning of Old Home Days, was the pilgrimage to the meeting house.
I've never been.
But another big, you've never been?
Never been to the pilgrimage.
I don't know if you want to be saying that right here in the public.
A long time, Bellows Falls.
I know, you've been here forever.
Bellows Fallsian? Yeah, I've been here forever, never been to the pilgrimage. Is that sacrilegious?
That is. We may have to cut that part out. He may get hate mail after this.
Yeah.
Like, you've never been to the pilgrimage? You
Wouldn't
call
be the first
yourself
time.
a terrier? I guess terriers weren't around then either, were they? That probably came later.
Yeah, at least not purple ones anyways.
That's true. Yes. But another event, and one of the reasons we have Brian here today, is that on Saturday there's going to be the pump track grand opening at the Rockingham Rec.
That's right.
And I'm hoping you can tell us what a pump track is.
Yeah, so a pump track is for bicycles. I'm new to mountain biking. I started last spring during the lockdown. Started riding the trails up on Oak Hill behind the rec center and the Rockingham Rec right here in Bellows Falls. Got into kind of the biking community within the area, and people kept talking about these pump tracks. There's pump tracks in Brattleboro and Keene, and I had no idea what they were. Essentially what it is it's an oval track, usually dirt, can be paved. Usually has just kind of rolling parts of it with like a bermed corner, like a banked corner.
So you can do
Yeah, so you can
bank
kind of
turns
go
and-
pretty quick. But why they call it a pump track is you are trying not to pedal at all. You're trying to use your momentum, and you're pushing the bike into the ground on the downhills, and you're kind of pulling up when you're kind of going up the rollers. So it's like this kind of,
So it's a whole technique that you have
whole
to figure
technique.
out.
Yeah, I'm not very good at it. Yeah, I have to pedal a lot.
Yeah.
But it's essentially doing like a row. If you go to the gym, you do like a row. That's kind of what you're doing.
So is the track itself, is it on an incline or is it like flat?
It's supposed to. This one has a little bit of an incline to it, but usually it's flat. But on the straightaways, it's like an oval. You think of like an oval racetrack. On the straightaways, you're going to have kind of some rolling kind of valleys and peaks. And in those, that's when you kind of do the pumping, and then the corners, you just kind of zip around those.
So do people do, is it an individual thing or do they do races actually where they would do multiple riders on the track?
Yeah, I think for the purposes for this one, it's more individual. I mean, people kind of just take turns. But if you get a few people who are good at it, you could get 2 or 3 people on the track at the same time, just kind of keeping their equal distance from each other, going around. And then if you get good enough, you can start getting a little air off some of those rollers if you're going fast enough. So it's a lot of fun. It's really good for just building good like bike technique.
Yeah.
And it will help you out on other harder terrain, on harder courses as well.
Yeah, almost like a training course for mountain biking.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And what's cool about this one is the people who built a section kind of along the outside of it called like a jump line. So it's got some bigger rollers or bigger jumps, so you can kind of once you get kind of good at the pump track, you kind of can expand your skills a little bit and try some
neat.
bigger stuff.
So being like an analogy would be like it's like a skateboard park but for mountain bikes.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
How first of all, what organization is doing this before I get too far?
Yeah, so it's ultimately through the town. Gary Fox, who's the town of Rockingham development director, he's the one that really secured the funds through a grant to have this built. There was a few people from the organization that I'm a part of, the Windham County Trails Alliance, who kind of lobbied for it, brought the idea to the town, that being Joe Frigo and Kurt Fehrenbach. And then Gary kind of ran with it and was able to secure the funds and found some trail builders right in the area, Westminster West. Jamie Cooper Ellis and his friend Chris Oberith. I think that's his name. Hopefully, I might have got it wrong. Sorry, Chris. So they've been building it, through basically July. They had it done pretty quick.
Oh, really?
And they had previously built one at the West Hill shop, the West Hill Bike Shop in Putney, Vermont.
Okay, yeah.
They built one earlier this summer. When that one's really good too, if people want to check that out.
And you mentioned he's like a professional.
Yeah, I believe he's a pro like BMX rider. He goes on tour, like the Mountain
okay.
Dude tours. He might do some stuff with Red Bull. So yeah, he's a very, very good rider. And I think he'll be there. As you mentioned, there's a little pump track opening Saturday at 1:00 at the town rec, the Rockingham rec. And I'm pretty sure he'll be there. And if you get a chance to watch him ride, it's pretty spectacular.
I was going to ask if he would do is he going to ride and maybe show people how it's done?
Give a little tutorial.
Yeah,
I hope
great.
he does because we went up last week and he kind of went over how to maintain the pump tracks. It's kind of like what our job at Wakota Windham County Trails Alliance will be doing is kind of maintaining the pump track throughout the years. But he was up there showing us how to maintain it, and he kind of did a little demo ride, and it was pretty cool.
Pretty spectacular.
Pretty cool to watch it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's really exciting.
So, and maybe this is something you might not, but is it like regulated in any way? Do people have to, are there hours? Do people go and I mean, I'm sure certain equipment is encouraged. And
Yeah. We don't have a set kind of like guidelines or rules, but we will eventually be putting up some signage for that. It's really just kind of open to the public. It's free to use. It's open whenever the rec's open. And the rec's, essentially it's open 24/7 because you can just pedal your bike up there and.
Yeah, it's not in the fenced-in area.
No.
You just
Exactly.
It's sort of at the base of the rope toe.
Rope toe, yeah, base of the rope toe, kind of in between the rope toe and the Little League field. That's kind of where it's situated. So you can go up there. All you need is a bike. Recommended you wear a helmet, maybe some knee pads, elbow pads if you are new to it or, just want to go that route. But definitely a helmet.
I can imagine
and bike.
if you're jumping and stuff like that, there is a higher potential
Yes.
for bumping your head.
Yeah, exactly. But you can essentially use any sort of bicycle. I feel like maybe an old 10-speed may not be so great, but any sort of like, kids bike or mountain bike, or even some newer road
Oh, I
bikes.
imagine, do you need at least slightly larger tires? Because it must be, the track isn't
It's
really
dirt.
hard, is it?
Yeah, but it's actually hardened up quite a bit because they've finished it and they've kind of just let it sit for a while. Try not to let people use it yet. But it's pretty hard. So, I mean, yeah,
interesting.
you can use, any sort of tire at the moment, but nothing, maybe not too skinny, maybe not like
Yeah,
a road tire,
yeah.
road bike tire. But yeah, so we're excited about
But that's
that.
not all, the Wyndham County Trails Alliance is already, I see that you do, like, pickup, I don't know what the right term is.
Yeah, group
pickup
rides. Group rides.
Yeah,
Yep.
group rides on a specific, like, is it Tuesday night or?
Yeah, so we do. So we're kind of the local like Trails Association, Trails Alliance, and we're kind of based at Oak Hill, which is the kind of the hill above the rec center. There's a lot of trails up there that we've been building and maintaining. Kind of always building new trails. I mean, our focus is mountain biking, but they're kind of multi-purpose trails for walking and hiking, which is great. But we also try to just get people out biking in the community. So we do a group ride Monday nights. And we do that actually at the high school trails, the Bells Falls High School
That's what I've
trails.
seen you.
Those are a little bit more mellow, and our Monday night ride is what we call a no-drop ride, which essentially means no one's going to be like dropped behind or left behind.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like all ability levels can come out, and we just kind of do a nice little pedal around the trails, and it's really great. And we've actually had a lot of success this year. We've had probably about average of 10 to 8 people showing up
Oh,
each
nice.
week, and
Yeah.
we have
So-
regulars, and then they bring their friends, and it grows from there.
Right. And so when you say it's a no drop ride, is it like a guided group? Like, is there like a leader and a follower to sort of make sure that the group goes
Yeah,
together?
no, exactly. So yeah, myself or one of the other members of Wakota will kind of lead it around, lead people through, and then we'll have another member who kind of hangs out maybe in the back, just to make sure everyone's doing all right, or if someone needs a break, or if
Yeah,
someone needs to
yeah.
get back to the parking lot for whatever reason, they can help them with that. So yeah, we just make it guided, and I think now most people kind of know the trails and can kind of find their way through on their own if they need to. But
Yeah.
we try to make it guided so that it makes it easier for people. It's less intimidating.
Right.
It's always good to go to a new trail system with somebody who knows the trails.
Yeah. Do they advertise much as far as there must be a network of trail riders around the state, right?
Yeah,
And-
so Wakota, Wyndham County Trails Alliance, is a chapter of the Vermont Mountain Bike Association,
Oh,
or
okay.
VEMBA. So VEMBA is a good resource. If you go to VEMBA, I think it's vemba.com or vemba.org, and they have a list of all the different chapters within the state, and they usually post up when each chapter has like group rides. 'Cause
Right,
each
right.
chapter usually has their own group
Yeah.
rides. But for us, I mean, we're on Instagram at Wakota802. We're on Facebook, Wyndham County Trails Alliance, and we also have a website as well, which is wyndhamcountytrails.com. But yeah, I mean, if people want to get a hold of us, it's usually the best way is to just find us on social media, and we're always posting on there like what we're doing, if we're working on trails,
nice.
or if we're like going out on a trail ride. Just trying to encourage people to come out and check it out.
Because it's, I know it's a lot of the ski areas have created trails to sort of create a 3 or a 4 season revenue. I don't know if you want to call it revenue stream
Yeah.
or event stream or
Right.
whatever you want to call it. And we used to go up to Bromley in the summer, and it's incredible the number of people. I mean,
Yeah.
they have like a gravel pit that they fill up with food trucks, and people just go in, and it's like every weekend.
Like a
It's
little festival.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really fun. So I think kind of what you're talking about too is a lot of the mountains have downhill parks for mountain biking in
Yeah,
the summertime, which are a lot of fun. If you're someone who maybe doesn't like to pedal uphill so much, these downhill parks, they basically put your mountain bike on a lift,
yeah.
and you ride the lift up. The bike's usually in front or behind you, and you get off, and someone gets your bike off for you. And then they have these machine built trails that you can ride down that are just perfect corners and jumps and rocks and all this fun stuff. And what I will encourage people to do if you are into mountain biking or biking in general is if you go onto the VEMBA website, you can become a VEMBA member, and you support kind of mountain biking in Vermont.
in Vermont,
I think it's about $55 for an annual membership. But that includes a whole slew of benefits from local businesses. You get like discounts at local shops and restaurants. But also you get, I think, 4 or 5 single day passes to different downhill parks.
Oh, really?
Which is pretty incredible.
Yeah,
'cause
that's the money back right there.
right, yeah, exactly. Because I think you get a day pass to Killington, and I think a day pass to Killington is like $65. So right
Yeah,
there, if you use
yeah.
that, it pays for itself.
Wow.
Which is a lot of fun.
Pretty
So,
cool.
Yeah, and then that's actually how we get funded as well. Is through the membership, you can choose your local chapter when you sign up.
Oh,
And if
okay.
people were to choose, Winnemucca County Trails Alliance, we get a portion of that money, and that goes towards just maintaining the trails and putting on events and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. So
So it, again, you the grant that built the pump house, was that through the Mountain Biking Association, or
It-
was that through some community development?
it's more through community development. I'm not sure exactly what the grant was, but it was for like outdoor activities, if I remember correctly. So
Well, that's great. I mean,
Yeah.
what a nice thing for Bellows Falls. I mean,
oh, it's great,
yeah.
and it's cool because oftentimes I'll be just riding through town and you just see a bunch of kids out on their bikes, and this will kind of maybe give them a spot to go and actually hang out and
Oh, yeah.
improve
yeah,
their
I
skills
could see where,
and
that
have a
would
good time.
be exactly that. It would just be a place where people could go, do all these things, and
Right.
be off the street riding, be
Right.
at a place where it's designated, and
What's great too is the pump track's actually at the trailhead for the Oak Hill Trails. So if you practice your skills,
Oh,
down
then
the
you
pump
can go
track,
on,
then you
yeah.
can maybe start pedaling up the hill, and there's some cool trails up there as well. There's a little bit more technical that you can try.
cool.
Yeah.
Wow. What else do you have any events planned for the summer, fall, or?
Well, I will mention that
Besides this,
besides
I mean,
pump
it's a
track, that's
huge,
kind
yeah,
of the big
that's
event for the year, and rightfully so. But we tend to do a monthly kind of volunteer trail work day, meaning we just try to get people to come out and help us, maybe play in the mud and
Yeah.
fix a corner or build a what's called a rock garden, which is just a bunch of small rocks that you ride over. So just these tiny projects that we
that's
have to maybe clean up some water, some places where there's a lot of water, rework that stuff. So we just try to get people out there, and it's a good way for people to meet other people in the biking community and hiking community, just to kind of get them all together, and they can see the trails and be a part of maybe a trail system that they're used to walking. They can give back and help maintain those trails. So also we have the Monday night rides, as we talked about, but we also do a Thursday night ride, which we kind of call our advanced ride.
Yeah,
It's more of
yeah.
an intermediate, but that's kind of a ride that we usually go to a place that's more technical. Usually we ride Oak Hill, which is right here in Rockingham.
Mm-hmm.
We ride that every other week, and then on the other weeks we try to pick like a neighboring trail network and ride.
Oh, nice.
So
And meet up there?
we meet up there. Yeah, we'll put out an email or social media post about where we're going to ride this week. What time to meet up. Here's the address, and then whoever shows up, and then we just go for a ride.
That's great.
Yeah.
So do you still do volleyball, or is that
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
that gone out on the? Oh, you do both.
I just
now.
still do volleyball. It's funny because the group rides that are now Mondays used to be Tuesdays, and that was my volleyball night. And it just happened that a lot of other people, Tuesdays were hard for them as well, so we kind
So
of
you sort of
collectively
moved it over a
in
little bit.
to Monday for
Oh,
my own
right.
selfish reasons.
Oh, good for you.
So I've been playing up in Chester, Vermont on Tuesday nights.
Well, that's and I guess I was leading into that. Is they built a new volleyball courts.
They did.
Because it's like 3 courts with a nice area. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, so what happened was we were playing, they had some courts in Chester where they have the Chester Softball League. I don't know the official name of it. But there's 3 courts there as you come into Chester, kind of from, I guess, the east side.
Yeah.
Going up
Yeah.
103.
Right on 103 there.
Right.
11, 103.
Yep, exactly. So they ended up, the volleyball, or not the volleyball, the softball people, they kind of own that property, and so we were paying them to play there, but they increased the prices quite a lot.
Oh.
So actually a few of the members from our volleyball league took it upon themselves to kind of buy this property, and they kind of renovated it themselves, and I should say excavated it and made 3 courts.
It's
and
really nice.
It's really nice.
Nice flat place. I mean, it is. It's on 11. If you're coming north on 11 into Chester from the east,
Yep.
you can see it there, and it's really
Yeah, it's
pretty
right off
nice.
11.
Yeah.
It's really nice. They did a great job with the courts, and there's room for more courts. If
Yeah.
the league's pretty competitive right now, and I think there's 11 teams right now. So if it grows, there's room to make more
Wow,
courts.
11 teams in this. So what's that cover? The southern Vermont or?
Yeah, I mean, we have people from Springfield, Londonderry, Manchester. I think there's some people from New Hampshire, like Claremont area, coming over.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have people driving half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe even farther to come
And they play on Tuesday nights there?
Tuesday nights. Yeah,
Oh, neat.
so people want to come
Be
and
some,
watch.
yeah, I would think if you wanted to come and watch,
Yeah.
it's not like beach volleyball though. It's teams.
It's kind of a hybrid. So it is on the sand,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's a 6-on-6 league, and typical beach volleyball is 2-on-2.
right.
So it's kind of a hybrid between indoor and beach volleyball.
Oh, cool.
is-
That's
which is
really
fun.
neat. Because
Yeah.
I know you do indoor in the winter, right? At the
Yeah,
middle school or
middle school in Bellows Falls. They do
Yeah.
like through the rec. They
Yeah.
do a league at the Rockingham Rec, so that's a lot of fun too. Obviously that didn't happen this past winter because
Yeah,
of the pandemic.
because of the
but,
pandemic.
but
Yeah.
hopefully coming up. Hopefully this year it'll be back.
You're
in
not
full
on
swing.
Floyd's team, are you? Or because
No,
he is a
we-
legend.
He is a legend, but I mean he's kind of fallen off his
No.
high horse. I think. We've taken him down a few times.
We're talking. We're
I know
talking
he's
some
probably
smack
our
here.
one our one viewer right now.
He is a
going nuts.
fan, and he may, at least watch it at some time
Yeah,
this week. He
that's
is
right.
one of our 3 or 4 fans.
We'll have to be on the show soon, and he can.
Yes,
He can give me
he
some
was on
grief.
just a few weeks ago. He's got a new CD out.
Oh, good.
But, I'm not sure where we are with time. I've sort of lost.
We have
we're 5
minutes. Says the
Okay.
control room.
Marty usually that's sort of she keeps me in line
Oh,
as
okay.
far as time and everything goes. So
Well.
I get lost because I'll just talk and talk and talk. But
Yeah.
one of the things I did want to is you're now working for BC TV, Brattleboro Community Television, and you just finished a summer camp, right, with kids?
Yeah. So each summer we do a video summer camp for local youth. This year we only had 3 campers. Usually we have about 12, 15 campers.
But I was thinking, it's this whole COVID challenge again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was small this year, but it worked out well, and it's cool because the Media Factory, which is a northern Vermont access media center, they put out this kind of call for video producers to help them with this what they call crowdsourced cinema. So what this is they pick a movie, and then they break it up into scenes, and they dish out these scenes to anybody who wants to shoot a scene.
Yeah.
And then these individuals go out and form a team or whatnot, and they can do the scene any style they want. It could be, stop motion, it could be puppetry, it could be live action, animation, whatever they want to do. They can.
And what was the movie you guys picked?
So this year it was Jurassic Park from 1993,
Oh, cool.
which is a cool choice.
Yeah. Especially for kids. I mean,
yeah.
that would be just so exciting.
Absolutely. So we had a great time. The scene that we got was 2/3 through the movie. There's a scene where I believe his named Alan, the main character. He's the 2 kids with him, and they have to climb up into this giant tree.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of bronciosauruses like off in the
Yeah,
distance.
yeah.
They're kind of chatting, and they're all scared and
And
whatnot.
then, I remember
Exactly.
that.
And then
Yeah,
one of them,
exactly.
the 2 of them kind of get really close to them. The 2 bronciosauruses pop their heads up really close. So that's the scene that we had. And the kids loved it. It's going to be a little tricky putting it together because, there was some special effects involved.
Oh, yeah.
We had to do
That's
some,
always the hardest
some
part.
puppetry, claymation stuff with the
Oh,
stop motion
really?
stuff with the dinosaurs, and do a little green screen action. So
So did you do a mix of live action and
yes,
Nice.
yep. So we shot it all live action, but then we did a little bit of some creative stuff with the actual dinosaurs.
Oh,
So
cool.
we have to wait and see. So I believe it premieres beginning of October is when the whole thing will premiere.
Oh, neat.
Because everything's going to be in by the middle of August.
All right. When are they is it gonna premiere in a theater or is it gonna be like
It's going to be online.
Online, yeah.
I believe. The date is still to be determined. Is
Okay.
when it's going to be, released. I think we get a pre-screening ourselves for being a part of it.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. I think this year also they're doing kind of composers as well, so local composers can pick a portion of the movie and put their own
And do like
music
a
to
score?
it. Yeah, do
Oh.
a score to it, so which is pretty cool.
That is a great idea.
Yeah.
That's really expanded the whole
Right.
I guess the accessibility of it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then last year they did Castaway, the Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah.
So if you get a chance, you can go check that out online. You can
I will.
search for it. So it's pretty cool.
All right. Well, Brian, thank
Yeah.
you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
For those who don't know, Brian used to work here
Yep.
at one time.
I did.
We actually, was it Monday that we decided we were going to do this? So after a lot of planning,
I know how those things go. I work
exactly.
in the same
And I
field.
really appreciate you on such short notice coming in. It's been a
Absolutely.
lot of fun. I hope you'll come back.
I would love to come back.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
if there's a second pump track being built somewhere.
okay, or we
Build
can
one
talk
in your
about
backyard.
winter pump tracking.
Winter
or
pump
something.
track. That's right. It's a
All
fat
right.
bike. It's fat biking up on the trails.
Okay, so everyone, go to Old Home Days this weekend. Go to the pump track, and that's it for this week on the feed. So we'll see you. Bye, community.
Local news, politics, business, sports, arts, music. Mike